Hey everyone, Tav here, and welcome to the Cadaxians website. I just did a lot of work on it, so I figure now's a decent time to do a quick tour. Obviously, we're starting here on the homepage. This is exactly what it is, the homepage. Obviously you scroll down. Some key links you might want to follow, especially this one. I can't stress enough that people should probably check that one before they start reading. Continuing on, we've got some key reviewers that some of the first people who read it, who left some feedback that I've really appreciated about the series, why a web series, basically explaining why I did a web series instead of a novel series. The answer might shock you. Triggers and rating info. So this is the section I suggest people take a look at before they read the series. There's a lot going on. And there's a lot of things that could be upsetting to some people. And I just wanted to make sure that was all transparent and available for everybody to check before they got into it. So there should be no surprises. I think everything's covered here. That's me, old picture. Hair slightly changed since then. We can ignore that. This is the bottom. Let's just do it back to top. All right, so as this suggests, you can go to read now. I have to go to that. Links to. This is to the personal blog. Not much there yet. We can go to read now, and that'll take you to the story. Ta-da! And you can either scroll down or use this button, and it'll bring you down to the story. This explains that they're broken down into arcs, and each arc has their stats and summary listed with them. And this is just my little artsy piece that I don't know how artsy it really is. It's just something I made. It took a while. Then again, I have really very little skill in editing, but this is just a fun little in-universe video thing I did. So with the site as of right now, this arc is complete. That's the Violet Prelude, the one that I've been talking about on social media a lot. And this one's just beginning. It'll start January 7th. This is the Emerald Adagio. So for each of them, they'll have a little bit of a progress bar and some stats. I haven't hooked the link up, but there's no real changelog yet, considering it hasn't even started. But with this one, it does indeed have a changelog hooked up. And this is just a feature that I really like because, again, I'm all about transparency and accountability. So since this is technically in the process of being edited, I wanted to make sure that any important edits that were made were recorded. I'm not going to go and record every little typo or grammatical error, but I am going to record important things like things that might affect the story. So this is where you'll find all that. And now when I click this, it's going to actually take us back to not the page we were just on, but the arc itself. So if we go here, this is the Prelude and Violet main page. You can get to the log from here as well. Just click that. There is a Spotify soundtrack. All of the trend in the titles suggests, well, doesn't suggest, but pretty much they all share a title with a song. Music's actually really important, and I'll eventually do a video on that, but for now, all you need to know is that music is integral to the story, and I've collected all of the tracks that are part of the arc here. And here are the individual chapters. And since this is the only arc with chapters on it, we'll go ahead and just click the first one, since I think it's the most quoted one that I've used and probably the most familiar to people. And ta-da! A Day in the Life. So this is the first chapter, and I'm actually going to scroll down a bit to show you one of the actual visual triggers that I have listed on the homepage, and that is colored text. So I don't want to get too deep into the lore, but certain characters have a color to their dialogue. It matters to me, and it'll matter the more the story goes on. But there's a couple different colors out there, and in the next chapter there's actually even more colors. Actually, right now there's only 2. Where is he? There he is. So we've got the violet and the yellow. So that's 2 people that needs to be fixed. I keep finding new things to repair. But yeah, so that's this is one of those things that I figure might not be upsetting, but just might not be comfortable for some people. That's why I noted in the new year, or well, I might note it in the New Year vid. I don't know if this is going to go up before or after that, but the potential for a Wattpad version, which will be devoid of these colors. So I'll find another way to signify who's speaking, because to me and for me, it's important that different characters have different emphases. But also I would be using the Wattpad since this is the light on dark, which is how I like things. I like the night mode. Everything I have on, every app has night mode turned on for me. I know it's not for everyone. So I want to make sure there's a traditional version out there somewhere. So like I said, the Wattpad's going to happen probably next year. I think I said it was going to happen. I think I've decided it was going to happen after I finish editing the Violet Prelude arc in its entirety. So I'll have to see how that works. But yeah, there will be a traditional backup at some point. So yeah, if we go back here, I started working on this, setting this up because the chapter is in progress. So since it's going up January 7th, ta-da! I'll hook up the its changelog, which since I'm a little more steady with what I'm doing, the changelog might be active while it's posting. This was posting back before I really had control over the site. This was posting back when it was just a template that I was just adding blog posts to. So I didn't have this level of control to make these kind of notifications and information loadouts. But I have that option now, so I think I'm going to be using the changelog actively during the posting process with this one instead of waiting until after it's done, because I did go back and fix this a little bit while it was in progress, and I don't have those accounted for. I don't have those changes accounted for. I mean, the story reads fine. I wouldn't know where the changes were. That's really all it was. And I like knowing what's changed and what's evolved or how things have grown. So this is Emerald Adagio. This is going to be again released January 7th. Yay, 2020. Jeez. Wow. Anyway, so we click this. And here's its page. And obviously, there we go. Nothing here yet. I've also started calling I was calling them chapters, which is pretty much, that's exactly what they are. But I've been also calling them entries. So I doubled down and committed to the entries title. Because I don't know if I explained this at any point. I should probably start keeping track of what I actually say. But each segment or each chapter kind of has its own story. It has, and I know that's how a chapter works, that its own little mini beginning and end. But these are, I think, a little more in depth. They cover a little more than an average chapter would. I mean, they are average of 10,000 words. That's a long chapter. I think that's technically a novelette. So they're just little short stories that all come together. They're not really processable independently. They do require each other to be read in order. But I just feel like calling them a chapter is almost like false advertising what you're getting into. Like when I hear chapter, I don't expect to be sitting and reading like a million words. And I don't mean to say that like disparage my own work, but like they are a little more intense than that. So, and I also like the whole vibe of calling them entries instead, because it's kind of being kept as like a log style. You saw with if we go back to, I'm doing this because I have it full screen and I don't want to close it. If you go back to Violet Prelude, there's your numbering system. And I always treat them kind of like you know what? I just realized I should probably call them tracks. But I don't want to get that confusing. So these are entries, and they have this numbering system. 0.01, 0.02, blah, 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 blah. And I don't know why I numbered them that way. I just liked the idea of it looking or feeling a little more technical. And like with this upcoming chapter, it'll be 1.01. Considering I counted these as the introduction to the series. This, like I said, sets the groundwork, and the next chapter is going to be where things just start going off the handle, which I'm really excited to get to. And the Spotify soundtracks, there's not much on them. I mean, there's really not much on them. 11 tracks for this one, so it's a short CD. And the other one, I don't know how long it's going to be, but it already has one track on it, and that's the title track song of In the Stars. Iconopop, I believe I'm pronouncing that correctly. But yeah, so that's kind of an update on the series as well as an update on the site. I did a lot of work on it today, so I was really happy, and I wanted to just show it all off because my site is my outlet. I have to make sure this looks I'm gonna fix this. I think I'm gonna have to make sure it looks decent because this is what people see when they come to check out my series, and it's just this. I don't, like I said, I don't have a lot of visual to offer people, but all the visuals in the site, and I'm pretty proud of it. So I just wanted to share it with everyone. So I think I've said so a lot. So I think today's word of the day is so. Yes. All right, so my name is Tav, and this has been the Cataxians, and this was just a quick update, a little site. Wow, my words are bad. What time is it? Oh, it's 12:30 in the morning, midnight. Cool. But anyway, this was just a little quick site tour, and I hope it was informational at the very least, and I hope I didn't ramble all too much. And I'll see you next time. And I'm thinking there might be another post between now and the New Year's post, because I do have a post going up on January 1st. It's already scheduled, a video. And this one's going to go up as soon as I'm done with it, after I just slap some minor editing into it. But this one's going to go up pretty much how it is. And there might be one more video if I feel like it. If you're looking for any other if you're looking for any short vids, any like silly fun vids, I'm putting them all on the Twitter right now. I've got like 30-second short vids just going up every couple of hours when I'm working on stuff, just to show things in progress. So if that sounds interesting, you can go check out the Twitter. It's at the Cataxians. There's all kinds of I kind of just only started doing the video thing, but every time I felt like shooting a video, I shot a little video and uploaded it. So those are there. Long form ones are going to stay on YouTube. Short form is going to be wherever I put them. Maybe they'll come to YouTube eventually. Maybe they'll do a compilation. There's not much to show. They're pretty short. So yeah, my name's Tav. This is the Cataxians. Today's word of the day is so, and I hope this video wasn't too, well, again, rambly. Maybe it was. I'm sorry if it was. I was just really happy and a little bit tired. All right, talk to you soon. Later.